Hello and happy Monday. Welcome to your weekly sales supercharged video. Today we're talking about how to stay motivated after you lose a sale. And gosh, I know this one is hard. I tell you what, it used to be so much harder for me than it is now because I didn't know what I now know. So I want to clue you in on a few things that help me stay really positive no matter what, regardless of whether I quote unquote win a sale or not. And I'll tell you, this video was inspired because I lost a sale this weekend. And I had somebody reach out, a super ideal client for me, actually. Funny enough, even though my public facing brand is She Sells, right now, all of my private coaching clients are men. It's just funny how that stuff works sometimes. So this was another guy, and he wanted help launching a coaching business and wanted to hit multiple six figures. And I was like, I know how to do that. I can help you with that. Really coachable, just like cool guy, really vibed with him, liked him a lot. Pitched him my higher level one-on-one coaching package because it just felt like what he needed as we were talking. And at the end of the conversation, he and I both felt like it was a really good fit. And then he said, hey, this sounds really good. I want to be transparent. I've got conversations with two other coaches lined up after you. I want to talk with them. Like, is that okay? Now, in the past, because I didn't have this mindset, I probably would have tried to kind of strong arm him into buying from me on the spot, because that was what I had been trained to do. However, I've learned to really relax and also just to know that, hey, when I'm looking for a coach, I'm usually looking at different options. And it really is important for you to find the right mentor for you, the right service provider for you, regardless of what you're looking to buy. And so when he said that, I was like, yes, absolutely. Like, talk to other people, find the right fit for you. That's the most important thing, because it really is important that you have someone who you feel like is totally aligned with you and how you operate in your goals. And so we set a follow-up call for 2 days out from that conversation to get things kicked off. And I just said, look, if anything changes in the meantime, let me know. But otherwise, let's plan on meeting again on Saturday to get you started. And so Saturday morning, sure enough, I look at my calendar and he had declined the invitation. And we emailed a bit and he was like, yeah, I decided to go in another direction. And I was like, cool, no problem. That's fine. And here's the thing. If it was me at the beginning of my sales career, I would not have been able to have that attitude about it, because I would have thought that this guy was going to make or break my quarter and was going to make or break my month. And I would have been in total fear and scarcity about where the money was going to come from. Well, I've learned a lot since I first started off in sales. And this to me was such a beautiful example of what it means to really have reached a level of mastery in your emotional development, which is so critical when it comes to sales. So with that long preamble of a story, here are 3 things you can do to stay motivated when you lose a sale. Number one, know that you never really had the sale in the first place, so you couldn't actually lose it. We get so caught up in like, oh my gosh, I was going to have this money and I was going to do this and this with it. You never had the money in the first place. So what's the big deal? You were literally right back where you were before you had the conversation with the prospect, except hopefully a little bit wiser. So keep that in mind with anything you're going after in life that you don't have yet. You can't lose it. You don't have it yet. The worst case scenario is you end up right back where you are right now. And is that really so bad? No. So that's your first mindset tip. Your second thing is truly, genuinely want the best thing for the person you were talking to, for your prospect. When you come at it with that mindset, with this guy, like, I am very convinced that I could have helped him get where he wanted to go. And I think we would have been a good fit to work together. But my desire for him to have the right mentor and coach for him overrides that. And if he connected with somebody else and felt like they were a better fit, that is the right thing for him to do. Now, it doesn't mean I won't keep following up with him. It doesn't mean I won't check in, because sometimes we do make a decision that ends up not being in our best interest. Maybe he talked to somebody who was, less expensive. Maybe he talked to somebody, I don't know, right? I don't know. So maybe he found the perfect fit. Maybe he didn't. I'll continue to follow up just because he is someone who I actually would like to work with. But with that being said, I genuinely have his best interest at heart. And when you come at it with that mindset, when you're connecting with your prospects on your sales calls, like, it doesn't feel like pressure, because all you're trying to do is help them get the right fit for them. Maybe it's you, maybe it's somebody else, but there's too many coaches and trainers out there who give it lip service, or even sales professionals and business owners who give that lip service and say, oh, yeah, I really just want the best thing for my prospects on the calls. If they don't buy from me, that's fine, but they don't actually mean it. Trust me, I've been there. I've seen it too many times. This is genuinely wanting the best thing for the person you're talking to and coming from a place of relaxation about it, not a place of feeling forceful or like that anxiety, that pit in your stomach of what if this person doesn't buy. The third, and probably the most important thing, you get to be attached to the what, but not the how when it comes to setting your goals. You get to be attached to the what, but not the how. And I'll tell you another little story. This one it feels relevant to me. My husband and we've been wanting a kid for years now. And we miscarried the first time we got pregnant. And if you've been through that, you know how hard that is. And my heart is with you. And it was a really painful experience. And we didn't know if we were going to be able to get pregnant again. So last year we started the adoption process. We're like, we want a kid. And we actually really started to fall in love with the idea of adopting. And it's a process. Like it is a process. It's expensive. It's so much paperwork. If you've been through it, you know. And we got all the way through our home study, which was the first part of the adoption process. And then we found out we were pregnant. And it was like, whoa, where did that come from? And I hear that, you hear the story all the time of how this stuff works. So we decided to stop the adoption process, not forever, but for the time being, just because I think we know our limits. And when we were looking at all the money we'd spent on the home study and working, just like working with the agency and all that. And we're kind of grappling with like, it feels weird to just like, drop it now. Like when we decide to re-engage, we're going to have to start over from scratch. We're going to have to start paying from scratch as well. Kind of that sunk cost theory. But my husband was like, should we really drop it? Like, it feels like a waste. And I looked at him and I was like, babe, we wanted a baby. We got a baby. It's not how we thought we were going to get the baby, but it actually feels even better. And that's how it happens in life. When you set a goal, when that goal is aligned with who you are meant to be becoming, when it's aligned with your highest truth and calling, you are meant to have that thing. It is meant for you, but you can't get too caught up in the how of how it happens. And this happens so much in the sales world. We get so attached to this particular prospect has to be my customer because I don't see any other way for the money to come through. You get to be attached to the what, but not the how. I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to hit my revenue target for this quarter. Like I know it is happening because I have set a goal that's aligned with who I am. It's stretching me massively, but it's something that's really come to me through a lot of soul searching and seeking. And so I know that money is going to come in regardless. It doesn't have to come from this guy. It doesn't have to come from somebody else. Like I'm so open and energetically available for how that money is going to come in. And I'm actually really excited to see. My only job is to show up, to serve, to be my very best for every person I talk to, every prospect I talk to, whether they buy from me or not. I've got these 2 one-on-one coaching spots available right now for this VIP package that I'm so excited to work with the right clients on. And if that client is not him, that's totally okay, because that means that there's somebody else who is meant to be in that spot. And I'm so excited to find out who that person is. So it's just a relaxation to know that your goals will be met, your needs will be met. And all you need to do is show up, serve your very best, be excited to find how and when that money is going to come in, and be open to it, surprising you and coming in an even better way than you could have expected, and it will. So, my friend, those are your 3 tips. I hope they serve you. It's all just a journey, right? Like the more you can relax into it, the more you can have fun with it, the more you can focus on being present for the person you're talking to, loving on them, being available to help them, whatever that looks like, the easier it's going to be for you and the more you're going to hit your goals. All right. Lots of love. I will see you next week. Take care for now.